Hey you guys! So if you've been following me on social media and reading my blog, you know that we moved. And today I'm going to take you on a tour of the outside gardens. So I've got my dogs outside. We'll see if they listen. Come on you guys. Come on. Hey. Come on. Come on, Bodie. There's so many new smells and stuff for them. But there's a lot of great gardens here, and I thought it would be really fun to take you guys on a little tour. So we're actually going from the front of the house to the side of the house. This is my favorite side because the sun is setting here right now. It's really pretty, and I call it the formal garden. There's a lot of statues and a beautiful gazebo. Let's check it out. So I tried to get out here before the sun set and as it was going down because it just looks so pretty. But look at this setting. Isn't that so pretty? I love the grounds here. That gazebo is really amazing. It's got there's a lot of boxwoods here. And even though we're heading into winter, the daffodils are coming up. It just hasn't been super cold here. So, I was just kind of like walking around to see what types of plants were coming up, and clearly there's a lot of daffodils here, which is amazing. I did talk to my neighbor. They told me we do get a lot of deer, so daffodils are good for that. The deer pretty much don't bother them. But this is the formal garden, and it's got all these lights that light up the statues at night. And it's just fantastic. Isn't it beautiful? Now this is one of the reasons we bought the house. I just love this garden. And I just see so much potential with adding flowers and stuff here. I would love to do roses. However, there's a lot of trees here, so it may be a little too shaded. So we'll just have to wait and see what the sun pattern is when everything leaves out. But there's a whole back area out here, and eventually I would love to put a greenhouse out here. I've always wanted a greenhouse. That's one of the reasons why we moved. I wanted a little more property so that I could do a little bit more, and I wanted room for a greenhouse. So I think we're gonna be putting a greenhouse out here, and I'll probably be adding my vegetable garden out here as well. There's irrigation already in, so that shouldn't be a problem. Oh my, look at all of the daffodils that are coming up. It's like not even close to being spring yet, and they're thinking it's like late February. Look at this. Oh, might not be a good year for the daffodils. Walking around, I did notice quite a bit of apple trees, and I found 2 magnolias. This one's a little bit younger than one of the others, and I'm really excited about that because I love to make winter planters and foraging for my supplies, and this property has so much to choose from. And so there's one there, and then there's another one like just beyond that tree over there. That one's probably a little bit more mature, but I have some other cool things that I want to show you guys. So the former homeowners took meticulous care of the property and their home. They definitely had a very unique style, and there was a lot of artistry here that is just so cool. One of which are these tree sculptures. So I guess instead of taking trees down, they hired an artist to carve them. And so I'm gonna show you some of them today because they're really amazing. The artistry work on them is just so cool. So here's one over here. Let's go a little bit closer though. I mean, you really gotta get up close to really appreciate the artistry involved with making these tree carvings. I mean, isn't that amazing? I just think that's so cool. And when we first saw the property, I wasn't really sure how I felt about them, But now that we're here, I just think they're so cool and unique. Let me show you the one over there. So this one over here was carved in the shape of a rope. And I don't think there's anything in this bed, so I don't think I'm going to be stepping on anything. But look at the carving. Isn't that awesome? Like, I just can't believe someone carved this from a tree. Weren't those gardens so cool? Let's go in the backyard. I'll show you some more sculptures. We have a couple ponds and there's just some cool plants. Obviously I haven't planted anything yet, but we'll be getting to that point in spring. So as we're heading to the backyard, there's this little patio area over here. That's where we're gonna put our outdoor seating with a fire pit. It's actually a gas fire pit. I used to have it on my deck, but I think it's perfect for here because we can just come out and enjoy this view at sunset. Isn't that fabulous? So this is like the perfect spot for that. So let's go into the backyard because there's a lot to see back there. And I know you're gonna love it as much as I do. Come on, you're lagging behind. So my neighbors told me that there's a serious groundhog problem here, and I noticed that the former homeowners added some chicken wire around the whole backyard, around the base of the fence. So we'll see how effective that is in spring. Hopefully it does keep them out, but I looked at some of the areas and I think some of it's gonna need to be tacked down, but we'll see. So one of the things that we loved here is the backyard. There's a little deck. There's a pond over there. I'll show you that in a minute. There's definitely a lot of Asian influence here with some of the gardens. Since this is all hardscaped with a lot of stone pathways, I'm gonna do a lot of potted plants here. I just think that would be easier than trying to remove it and do grass. So I'm gonna work with what they had already done. But what I wanna show you guys is up here because, well, number one, the gardens are beautiful, but check out that tree sculpture. Isn't that amazing? It's fish. They carved fish. Isn't the artistry like amazing? Like somebody carved that. I just think that's so cool. This one might be my favorite one on the property. One of the other cool things that they did with trees is they made 2 benches. Isn't that awesome? So back there I saw some wisteria growing. There's a lot of rhodies, a lot of evergreens. I don't know what else is here. I'm gonna really have to wait and see what comes up, but I do plan to tuck some plants back in here that might be a little more groundhog susceptible and hope that they don't get in. See, there's like a spot over there. I wonder if, let's take a look. See, I see the netting going all the way down. Yep, it's going all the way down into the ground. So hopefully this will be the area where I can put all of my plants that might be a little more susceptible to groundhog damage. Let's go show them the pond. So my dogs discovered this pond. They fell in a few times. They are water dogs because they're labs, but they did fall in a few times because they didn't realize the netting was there. So there is a waterfall back there that is a Japanese maple that's coming down, which is really pretty. We saw it when everything was leafed out. You're not supposed to go over there. But we'd love to put some koi in here, so I think I'm gonna look into koi ponds and how to maintain them and all about koi because I just think that's really cool. And let me show you some more of the property because there's a few more tree carvings and another pond. There is a basketball court here. If you ask my family, they say they're gonna play basketball every single day. I highly doubt it. I want to turn this area into a raised garden bed, so we'll see. We'll see what happens in the long run, but this will become a raised garden bed, I'll tell you. If my kids were younger, I'd think differently, but I just don't think they're going to come out here and play basketball. So I think this is a great location. I'd love to put a fountain in the middle, in the front, or a beautiful urn, and just do a bunch of raised beds all around it with some cottage garden flowers. As you can see, there's a lot of liriope on the outside of the pool. This is all going to come out. Liriope is very beautiful. It's great ground cover, but there's a lot of it here, and I would really love to grow other stuff. And then the final garden you guys got to see, and hopefully we'll find where my dogs went. They're somewhere around here. This is another pond, and there is a fountain in there. I'm not sure if this one can take koi. Oh, there's one over there. Hey, Coda. Where's Bodie? But it's so pretty. And the other day when we came for the walkthrough, we were on the bridge and a blue heron landed like right there. It was crazy. But you can see some of the pond is actually a little kind of freezing over. But I think we want to do a little fire pit over here so that we can come out and enjoy the fountain. The fountain's, it's really pretty when it's going. There is a lot of overgrowth here, so we do have some work in this bed. I did notice a lot of barberry. I'm not really a fan of barberry because it's invasive around here. So I'm probably going to be taking those out. There's just other shrubs that do the same job that are non-invasive. Oh, there's the other dog. Hey, Bodie. But there's a lot of boxwoods. I saw a lot of butterfly bushes. Quite a few apple trees out here. Very excited about that. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes up in spring. There is one more sculpture on that stone wall. I am not a fan of that. I don't know how it comes off or what was in front of it before, but I just don't like that. I'm hoping if I can't get it off, I'm gonna paint it the color of stone so it kind of goes away and plant in front of it. I did just plant a bunch of daffodils along that front stone border, which will be pretty exciting to see come up in spring. I did notice that nothing was coming up there, so that's why I added them. But it's gonna be really exciting to see this property grow and bloom. And those are all the gardens. So there's a lot to see here. I really can't wait to see what comes up. I do want to do a lot of plantings in spring. There's a lot of really good bones here, a lot of great gardens. Former homeowners did a tremendous job planting. I'm just gonna add my own spin to some of them by adding a bunch of flowers. I gotta keep the deer and the groundhogs in mind. So that's gonna be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll do it. And that's it for today. Thanks so much for walking the gardens with me. I'm Stacy from Bricks and Blooms. I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy a beautiful day.